Next, children, we have the Alpine mountain system. Now, this is in the south of Europe, and you'll find that there are the series of rugged Jungfrau mountains. Rugged mountains over here means when the surface is not smooth, it is up and down, it is not smooth. So, you'll find these in the east-west direction, from Atlantic Ocean in the west and the Caspian Sea in the east. And in this area only, you'll find the highest point, that is Mount Elbrus in the Caucasus mountain. So what is Caucasus? It's actually a mountain system at the border of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Then you'll find Mont Blanc in the Alps, and the lowest point of Europe is also found over here, that is Caspian Sea. Now the Alps is one of the great mountain range systems of Europe, stretching from Austria, Italy, Slovenia in the east through Italy, Switzerland, Liechtenstein and Germany to France in the west. Children, you'll find intermontane plains over here. What are intermontane plains? Intermontane plains are those plains or area which are located between mountains ranges, for example, intermontane lake. So you'll find various plains over here like Great Hungarian Plain, plains of Lombardy, plains of Wallachia. These are the examples of intermontane plains. Then you'll find that the river Danube also flows through plains of Hungary and Wallachia, and they fall into Black Sea. Now Rhone originates in the Alps and flows into Mediterranean Sea, while Po is again a name of a river which originates in Alps mountain system, and they flow into the Adriatic Sea. When you read about the rivers and lakes of Europe, you'll find that there are a number of rivers over here which originate from Eastern Europe and flows either to Caspian or Black Sea in the south or to the North Sea before traversing out the Central and Eastern European regions. So, first of all, the source of a river is the original point from which the river flows. So, it can be a lake, marsh or spring or glacier. So, there is another term mentioned over here, that is confluence. Confluence is actually a place where two rivers flow together and become one large river. Right? River mouth is a part of the river where the river flows into another river. A lake, reservoir, a sea or an ocean. Please go through this geographic fact given over here. Then we have list of the source, the name of the rivers and from where, what are the source of river, and the mouth of river is mentioned over here in this table. So you just have to go through it carefully. Here we have the rivers of Europe. So many rivers are present in Europe. So Europe's major lakes are Lake Ladoga, Onega, Vänern, Vättern, Mälaren, Geneva, Constance, Como and Maggiore. Okay, and largest lake in Europe is Ladoga. Just have to remember this. And it contains 60 islands of more than 2.5 acres in area. A great stretch. Then we have its outlet is Neva River. Outlet means the water moves out through Neva River in the southwestern corner. So formerly divided between USSR and Finland, it now lies entirely within Russia. Then we have another river named Onega. It is in the northwest Russia, northeast of St. Petersburg, between Lake Ladoga and White Sea, and it remains frozen from November to May. Then we have Geneva, a lake on the Swiss-French border between the Alps and the Jura Mountains, is again traversed east to west by Rhone River. Its direction is changed by this river. Then we have the case studies. Case studies involved tourism in Switzerland. So Switzerland, you must have heard of Switzerland. Switzerland is one of the mountainous Central European country. So you'll find that number of lakes will be found over here. Beautiful villages, high peaks, snow-capped peaks, glittering lakes, emerald valleys, glaciers, picturesque lakeside hamlets, imbue. Now, so many things is found in Switzerland, And Switzerland is known for its fairy tale beauty. So it's a place of tourist destination. You'll find over here ski resorts and hiking areas. Okay, and there are number, you'll see every year by year, tourists come to this place. Okay, you'll find that this place has the European economies has fueled intra-regional tourism. So every year the arrivals they grow by 2%. That is what the reports say. Then you'll find Switzerland is not a big country. It is smaller than US states of New Hampshire and Vermont combined. If it is combined together, these two places are combined together, still Switzerland is quite smaller in size, but it offers an amount of unlimited range of geography, history, scenic attractions, and that is why tourists come to this place. Okay, then there are many natural parks found over here, like Park Ella Regional Nature Gantrish. Then we have this Swiss National Park. You'll find some important tourist destinations in Switzerland. Matterhorn. Matterhorn is iconic pointed peak it's in the highest mountain in the Alps. Okay, and at the foot of this Matterhorn, you'll find that there's a village named Zermatt. So you'll find that this area has a pure air quality and peaceful ambience. Here motorized vehicles are banned. Okay, vehicles which pollute the environment are not allowed to move over here. So you'll find skies and this cus. This is a word over here which means a straight downhill run on skis. So that is all done over here, some kind of activity. In summer there is swimming activity, tennis, okay, and hiking, biking, climbing all takes place over here. Summer glacier skiing is also done over here. So it's a beautiful place to visit, and the place is Jungfrau Joch is also known as top of Europe. So it is also a place for scientific you can say it's scientific observatory center where one can observe the areas around. So the largest glacier in Europe, the Great Altus Glacier, is also found over here, and it has become UNESCO World Heritage Site. Then Eiger Trail is also found over here. So you'll find gondola lifts. Gondola lifts refer to the aerial lift. In air you'll have you can go from one place to another through by means of cable transport. Okay, it is an aerial lift, and you'll find here it is propelled by cables. These are steel cables which are strung between two stations, and you can immediately go from one place to another through this. Then you'll find Interlaken. Interlaken is between Lake Thun to the west and Lake Brienz to the east, and it is one of the most popular summer holiday resorts of Switzerland. And here this place named Hohemat, I don't know how it could be pronounced, but this is a marvel of urban planning. You'll find that 35 acres of open space is found over here. You'll find flower gardens, hotels, cafes surrounding this place. You'll find the high peaks are also found over here. Okay, so this place is also quite famous for hiking, climbing, and abseiling. Now, and the word over here, abseiling. What is abseiling? Abseiling is to descend a rock face, to come down a rock face. Okay, and through ropes coiled around the body. So you must have seen abseiling done in the Discovery channels. Then we have Swiss National Park. It was founded in 1914. So this is in Engadine Valley. It is the oldest reserve in the Alps. You'll find number of species of wildlife over here. So you can see the species of birds, etc. can be found over here. These are the names mentioned over here, the animals which are really included and found over here. See over here, 5,000 species of wildlife make their home here, including marmot, red deer, camas, ibex, fox, etc. So here we have the beautiful Swiss National Park.